Behind the Shades.
I want to get back to the person I was previously. And I spent a lot of time this year reflecting. And there's parts of me that I miss. There's parts of me that I wish I still continued forward. Lucy, when you look at what you've gone through over the last couple of years, and when you compare it, not even compare it, when you reflect on the woman that you are today, how different and how proud are you?
When I reflect, I feel like I have weathered a lot of storms. Um, I feel very confident in myself and in my mental fortitude. I'm always proud of myself. I always find things to be proud of myself over. And for the vast majority of my life, those things have been physical achievements, sports, being strong, being physically dominant in things. Um, I have really started to explore the path of making my mind as strong as my body. For a very long time, my mental growth and my mental strength, my mental training, if you will, was something I never thought about. It was always physical. Um, but over the last several months, the last year, I've I've realized that there has been a huge discrepancy in the training that I'm putting into my mind. And again, reading into stoicism and a lot of things that I've gotten very heavy into over this last year, the mind you need to exercise and train just as, if not more than, the body. And I have spent 3 decades putting massive amounts of training and expertise in what I can do physically. And all during that time, my mental training has been an afterthought. And I could feel that. I felt that when COVID happened. I felt that when I became a mother, when I had to sit, when it wasn't about being physical, when I had to actually sit and be still with my mind. And that was a problem for me. I'm very proud and I feel very accomplished in the fact that I was able to own that, to acknowledge that, however hard it was and however long it took me, and then put a plan of action into place. Look, Rome wasn't built in a day, but what can I do to start balancing my mind and my body's connection? And it's truly done nothing but good things. Slowing down has sped things up, slowing down the intensity of my workouts, falling in love with long walks. My son, this is, if I could go back and tell my 10 years ago, tell myself, hey, sunrise morning walks, do it, just do it. Even if you're busy, even if you have this and this and this plan, make the commitment and get up and do it. Um, Again, with COVID happening, a lot of times we were inside, and my son, very much like me, is an outdoors person. His circadian rhythm very much depends on sunrises and sunsets, and making that commitment to him. Hey, even if I don't want to be up early, even if I have other things planned, he deserves to have this. That in turn made me accountable. And it is my new passion. We wake up every morning together. We get our stroller, we get our waters, we go out and we watch the sunrise and walk for an hour. And it is just, I can't, if I could sing it from the mountaintops, it makes me feel so connected to no phones, no music, no TVs, no media, no sitting around. Me and him outside talking about birds and talking about sounds and singing songs. And I walk past some people's houses on our little route in our neighborhood. And I know they must think I'm crazy because I'm singing as loud as I can in the middle of the street, pushing my son in a stroller. And it doesn't matter. It's not, I don't have that ego. I don't care. I care about those moments with him. And again, I can't stress it enough, being present in that moment, not worrying about what I have to do later that day, not worried about what chores might be waiting or do we need to rush to this appointment. Nothing matters but those moments, one after another, while we're out there and experiencing that together. It's really reconnected me to the universe, I feel like. And I know that sounds cheesy in a lot of ways, but it really makes me feel reconnected to my energy and into the world.
That's something I want everyone to fully understand because I'm going to share my example one of the best times during the day, and this is before I got my dog, is when I used to walk to the plazas, probably maybe a 10-15 minute walk. But I wouldn't walk on the main road. I'd walk in between the neighborhoods, like you're seeing,
Mhm.
right? Like you were saying.
Yep.
And then you see people, and then it just feels so good. It's a feeling that you have to experience it to
Yes.
truly appreciate it. Because it's easy to get in your car and just drive and do that. But when you put on your shoes, you go out there, it is just you. Whatever it is you want to think about, you can think about, or better
Yes.
yet, you're not even
Yes.
thinking about everything. You're just enjoying the sunshine, the nice breeze, the and you get to see your neighbors. Remember, guys, there was a time where we weren't able to see the person next door.
Yes.
So that's why I take advantage of being outdoors. And one of the commitments I had is every 2 months, I wanted to drive somewhere and just enjoy that city. So it could be a city that's 3 hours away and I just enjoy the culture of that city. It could be a city that's 10 hours away. But that's something I wanted to do because many of us seem to have forgotten that interaction piece. And I gave the example to someone the other day and I said, isolation is one of the top punishments that we give to
Absolutely.
inmates
Mhm.
outside of capital punishment, death. So
Mhm.
why choose that for yourself? I know there's some people, to those listening, you haven't seen outside of your four walls for days. And it's impacting you in ways that you may not be able to understand now. You don't want to wait 10 years, like Lucy's saying. You don't want to wait a number of years like I did. So when you see the woman you are becoming today, 10 years ago, would you believe that you would be where you are now enjoying these types of activities?
Absolutely not in a million years. If you told me 10 years ago, if I sat down and was able to speak to myself 10 years ago and say, this is going to be your life, and this is what you do, and this is what you enjoy, and you're a mom, and you stay at home, and you're not a nurse, and you enjoy long walks in the morning, listening to the birds' morning song, and there is not an amount of money that you could have paid me to believe it. It is against everything that I thought I was, that I thought I was as a person, that I thought I was. And our thoughts can be convoluted. We trick ourselves into believing our thoughts, right? And it's easy to do, but I believe that true growth is calling yourself on that BS. True growth is challenging your own thoughts, not somebody challenging them for you, not somebody giving you a rude awakening and making you face the facts, but challenging your own thoughts. And I challenge your listeners. I challenge you. I challenge anybody hearing this. Stop and question yourself. When you believe something and when something feels true, when your emotions feel true, when you feel rushed, when you feel like you don't have an extra minute in the day, challenge it. Challenge yourself. That is where true growth happens. Not when somebody's forcing that, but when you find the ability to dig deep enough to do that. For me, it I again, I was at home with a newborn and sat there long enough that you start thinking and you start questioning and you start maybe not believing those things. You start feeling different. But we don't get there until we start to challenge what we are complacent with. And it's easy to get into the monotony of things. It's easy, like you're saying, let's get in our car and drive. It's not worth the walk. It's a little hot outside. It's too hot for a walk. Let's just go. Is it challenge yourself? Is it the convenient way or is it the right way? And 9 times out of 10, we have fallen in love with convenience in this world. And convenience isn't always right. Convenience isn't always best. From time to time, we need to take the inconvenient way just to try it. What's it gonna hurt? Um, I think that it is an eye-opening experience for anybody who truly tries to do it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's easier said than done. It's hard to call yourself on your stuff. It's hard to realize that the last 12 years of a career have been maybe in vain. Maybe it wasn't what you built it up to be in your mind and in your heart. And that's a hard thing to do.